And today's nominee for Knob of the Year is Ed Balls.
Rather than saying this is the result of political decisions made by consecutive governments, people have blamed and scapegoated minorities.
We now have a Labour government, though, don't we?
That is the role of the media, and that is the role of politicians.
Keir Starmer, Yvette Cooper and Rishi Sunak over the weekend have all said.
It was this moment on Good Morning Britain where the then Labour MP Zara Sultana was constantly interrupted by Ed Balls, who used the topics of racism and Islamophobia to score points in a way that made him look infantile, that makes him a nominee for Knob of the Year.
Have they called it Islamophobic and racist?
Why is that language important?
These aren't trivial
They've called it
matters.
racist. Have they called it racist?
These are not trivial matters. We have to...
I know. No, I'm sorry. We do have to ask you questions as well.
Absolutely.
So
and if you want to, you can answer them.
I'm going to wait for Kate to finish her question, if that's...
If you want to answer the questions, you can, but you don't have to.
But then Ed has really blotted his copybook recently in the last few years.
The economy has been stalling for well over a year. Now it's actually gone into reverse.
Once the Shadow Chancellor between 2011 and 2015, he said this about the architect of austerity, George Osborne.
It just confirms what businesses and families up and down the country know. People aren't investing, they're not spending, people are really under pressure. George Osborne today is trying to blame everybody else.
He wasn't really saying anything that harsh about Osborne there, but you would imagine that they were bitter rivals, each with a staunch belief that their approach would be the best for society. Labour on the side of working people and the Conservatives on the side of big business. So what a disgrace that he started a podcast with Osborne last year.
Owen has been very deeply angered by things George Osborne's done.
Yeah.
And I've been deeply angered by things George Osborne's done. I was deeply angered by the depth of the police cuts. I hated the way in which he stigmatised people claiming tax credits and claimed that somehow people on tax credits were sitting behind the curtains, lazing around.
Yeah, he whipped up hatred against some of the most vulnerable people in society.
But you don't need to tell me that, because I know that.
Yeah, but what I don't like about Ed is I think the case in point is you having a podcast with him now where it's all kind of buddy and, we're best mates and all the rest of it, because I think it undermines how serious what he did is.
Anyway, back to the panel discussion where Ed Balls' appalling childish behaviour makes him look like a complete tosser.
So why is it important to you to use that specific word, Islamophobic? It's been called racist, it's been called thuggery. I think that's important because we are speaking to the Home Secretary and other politicians this morning. Why does that matter to you to use the word Islamophobic?
In Stockport, a mosque was targeted, bricks were thrown out. The people who were in the mosque at that time, who were basically locked down in that mosque, said that they feared for their life.
But
they weren't able to get out. I'm just finishing the question.
I did ask specifically about the word, Ed.
That's okay. I would also say that the role of the Labour Party, historically through New Labour, the controls on immigration, mugs, and also your article in The Guardian where you said the problem with Labour is that they have accepted too many Eastern European migrants. We have to look at all of this historically over at least 2-3 decades when we look at the role.
I was totally right in that article.
So the discussion around immigration, you don't see that playing a role in what we're seeing descend across the country. You don't think there's any complicity in that at all?
I think if you fail to control and manage immigration properly, then things go wrong.
So the language that protesters...
So you have to control and manage immigration?
Rather than far-right mobs and
you believe in controlling and managing it?
The language that they're using are stop the boats. They are telling people like me to go home. If we look at the language used by politicians and the language used by these people in these streets, you will see a direct correlation.
But you've moved from attacking Andrew to attacking me, so let me have a go.
The question that Kate asked me about language, if that's okay.
What you can't do is just spray out attacks on all of us and then not have any comeback. You didn't answer Andrew's question.
No, she didn't.
You attacked me. I wrote an article in which I said it was important to control and manage migration. You agree with that?
What I'm saying is, when we're talking about migration...
I'm asking you a question. You've got to answer it.
I am answering it.
Do you agree in controlling and managing migration?
I think we need to talk about migration.
Click here for Is Tory MP Claire Coutinho Knob of the Year.